Shalom, the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Gotta give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who led me to this truth, who have been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities through mercy, judgment, wrath, and forgiveness to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we be part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. The judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, and it's not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. And it's also unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. Shalom, love. So I gotta go back to the plantation at 5. I've been there since 10:30. I got a break, but it takes me a little bit to get over here. So this is just gonna be a part one. But these are some things that I wanted to bring up the other day. But I did a camp with my elder, which was, very edifying. I learned a lot of things too as well. So, I didn't get to do that video, so I'm back to do it today. And tomorrow, Lord willing, I'll be able to go do a camp to start off the week, as we say. But really, our week's already started because the Shabbat was, a couple days ago. So, let's get into this. Talking about Russian lawmaker threatens missile strikes on Alaska, AI drone swarms, and various end-time topics. This is going to be a part one. I'm going to get in as much as I can. Salakia for not being able to do the whole thing, but I have to ride my bike, and it takes me, a good 15 minutes to get to work. And, I was pretty glad today, listening to I was listening to GMS and Truth Orlando, and he was talking about, today they think it's Memorial Day. Shalom, Shalom, Yahawashi, Atham. Well, like I said, big bro, he was talking about how today's Memorial Day for these heathens, but to us, this is like every other day for us. Every day for us is memorizing that we sinned against the Lord, and this is our due diligence. This isn't something to be like, oh well, looking for praise. Like this is what we're required to do. This is the least that we can do for all the mercies that He's given us in our captivity. And it's really an honor to be able to do these things. To us, to be able to work for Yahawah and to be blessed to call on His name and be here to dwell another day to exalt His name. So, and also this is a sincere salutation for the Akim. We've been pushing this truth across the four corners of the earth, and also the Aqua who've been tuning in. The very few women, and until the rest of the honorable multitude comes to this light. Which is a few women, a few men, and then many women and children. Who came to cling to the governing body, which we all over here believe. The Lord set up Great Millstone. You can accept that or not. Those are the apostles of all of Israel. So, like I said, we're going to get into this. It says Russian lawmaker threatens missile strikes on Alaska. And that's a big deal. They just been talking about Ukraine the whole time. And now they talking about destroying Alaska. That's in America. So what happened, you think, if they shoot some missiles over here in Alaska? Oh, it's World War III. Oh, it done popped off. You see what I'm saying? And it says, as Senator Lindsey Graham, I don't know who that is, appears to praise U.S. dollars spent killing Russians. So basically, they kind of barking at each other right now, which, the Lord's got them doing that. So it says a Russian lawmaker suggested the country lost a a preemptive missile attack on Alaska in a television segment that surfaced just as Senator Lindsey Graham appeared to say Russian deaths from the United States funding to Ukraine was the best money we've ever spent. So that's them talking, they talking all that shit. And, Russia's like, all right, G, we was listening to elders and apostles of Great Millstone, bro. We gonna nuke y'all ass. Okay? Because don't think these heathens ain't listening, man. They're listening. This is why they're starting to buck up, not just because the Lord's got them doing it, because we're over here proving the infrastructure is falling. You got Esau Edom snitching on himself saying it's falling. So they're trying to step up, and of course they don't believe the rest of it, like, oh, the Lord's gonna come back, whatever, but they believe what they need to believe so they can go do their dumb shit so they can get blown up. They think they cool because they got their little fuzzy ass hats on. Y'all ain't talking about nothing, bro. Y'all finna lose. So, hold on, let me go. I'm going to take it too long. But that's just, just to show that really happened. They said they was over there talking that smack on live. Okay. Let's see what they do. They're talking that bull biggity. Watch what the Lord do. He gonna really make them do it. We don't know if it's gonna be on Alaska, but we know that they don't usually send threats to America on live TV. That's a big deal. So now we got aerospace engineer explains what makes China's new hypersonic missiles such a threat. So let's look at this. China's newest hypersonic missile, the DF-27, can fly as far as Hawaii, penetrate U.S. missile defenses, and pose a particular threat to U.S. carriers, according to the news reports of an assessment from the Pentagon. See, that's from the Pentagon. And you remember they was hacking into the infrastructure. Okay, and they're able to do that because they're doing what? They're buying up all the farmland, they're buying all the resources. They're doing that kind of stuff. And while they're doing that, America, Babylon, the Great's trying to keep people asleep by giving them stimulus packages and money and all this bullshit. Talking about give you $1,200 a month. That's cool. If you're gonna give it to us, we're gonna take it. But I bet you this, we ain't gonna take that C-hit when it's time. We're gonna spend your bread if you give it. But we ain't gonna say we your best friend. We're gonna say give to us. Okay, don't matter. You still going into slavery. So it says Chinese researchers claimed in May 2023. Research Journal report that the country's hypersonic missiles could destroy a U.S. carrier with certainty. See, this is certain. Okay, this is certain. They're certainly going to destroy this place. This capability threatens the sideline U.S. aircraft carrier groups in the Pacific, potentially shifting at the strategic balance of power. So if they got it, let's say they got something where they can shut down the systems and they done hacked in, and they launch a missile, and just before it get halfway across the earth, they shut down the systems. You think America, Babylon the Great gonna be able to pull that shit back? No. And this is what's coming. It's gonna be, and all these missiles is gonna hit where they're supposed to go. And we're gonna show it in the scriptures in just a minute. We're gonna keep going over. Gotta go over here. So while that's happened, it's AUKUS. I don't know exactly who this is, so I want to look it up first. We're gonna learn who it is together. So who is this? This is a trilateral security pact between Australia, the United Kingdom, and United States. But we know that these two people, the Australia and United Kingdom, as according to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7, they're going to deceive America, Babylon the Great in the end. They're going to screw over this place. So what they're planning on doing right now is they're moving from nuke subs to AI drone swarms. And that's what we keep telling Jake. Why do you keep trying to have guns, man? Why do you keep taunting off your guns, acting like you gonna shoot something down? Do you not see all these damn drones? This is a lot of drones, man. You're not stopping a drone swarm. Like, you're not doing that, man. With no damn whatever the guns you got. There's no way you're stopping 300,000 of these bitches flying in the air shooting at your ass. Okay, so that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that ready, not let alone just for Russia, but they're really getting it ready for Yahawashi and the elect. The 144,000 men. That's gonna go up there, Michael the Archangel, and blow these motherfuckers out of the sky. So, you know, that's something else that was very interesting that I came across. And, you know, we can go into it a little bit if you want, but, you know, it's kind of just plain as you see it, you know. It's an AI, you know, and you know, it's you know, its capabilities is basically they're gonna try to control this shit, but the Lord's gonna, you know, he's gonna use this for his will. So I don't want to get too much into it because I know I ain't got a lot of time. I got about 20 minutes left. So right here, we're gonna watch this. And while this is all happening, Russia's over there warning of a new dimension in the new Ukraine in the Ukraine war. So I want to let me refresh that because it's gonna start doing this bull biggity. I want to do this dimension, okay? Definition. So it says a measurable extent.
Dimension.
A measurable extent of some kind, such as length, breadth, depth, or height. An aspect of a feature of a situation, problem, or thing. So it's going to be a new problem, okay? Basically. So let's see what he's talking about. See what these heathens is barking about. Let it load up. Take off some of these so it can load a little better.
I know everything about my new furniture business.
Let's lock you for the infomercial.
It's a big idealistic mistake to think that Ukraine may prevail. Russia is 16 times bigger than Ukraine. We have enormous resources, and we hasn't just started yet to act very seriously. And
you
Ukraine
haven't yet
is living
started to
at
act
the moment.
seriously, so this could
No,
get
I
a
don't
lot
think
worse.
so. I don't think so.
Could this go on then for
I hope that it
5
will not
years,
go.
10 years?
That depends on the efforts in escalation of war that is being undertaken by NATO countries, especially by the UK. Sooner or later, of course, this escalation may got a new dimension, which we do not need and we do not want.
What do you mean then by a new dimension?
New dimension, it is long-range missiles that has been provided by United Kingdom. It is an escalation. Thanks provided.
You hear that?
Aircrafts provided.
He said arranged missiles. These are arranged missiles from Yahawashi. He said, we don't want that, but Yahawashi wants it. So, motherfucker, fuck you. This is what's going down.
Not afraid of aircraft. In fact, we have downed by now 430 Ukrainian aircrafts, and provision of new, it is only will add to these numbers.
There is evidence, widespread evidence of war crimes being committed by Russia. Why will you not tell the truth about what the world can see?
This is easy, actually. We do documentation of every crime, what is happening. We document every crime, what is happening.
By Russian troops?
By Ukrainian troops.
What about your own troops' behavior?
What do you want from me? No.
I'm asking you a question about what Russian troops are doing on the ground. My question is, why won't you tell the truth about what the world can see, what the United Nations has documented? War crimes being carried out by Russian troops in
United
Ukraine.
Nations cannot document anything because Secretariat is not empowered to make any investigation.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is they're trying to point all the fingers at Russia, but he's basically saying they don't got no right to saying that. Them motherfuckers are some demons too. They're doing all types of shit, sex trafficking. They're doing all types of wickedness too. You know, Ukraine is dealing with America Babylon the Great, so you know they're got their hands dabbled in illegal matters. These are all countries that are controlled by Esau Edom. And Esau Edom is the wicked man. They ain't none of them doing nothing good. You know, and he's saying that this is about to get way worse. And he knows it. They're like, we don't want that. Why? Because they know Yahawashi coming back. That's why they don't want those problems, because Yahawashi is coming back. But the Lord's like, whatever, just like he did with the old Pharaoh. Pharaoh was like, I don't want them problems, but what did he do? He hardened his heart. And look what he got Russia doing now. He got him in cahoots from another U.S. adversary, which is Iran. See, They're sending stuff to Iran is sending them weapons, man. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. There is an article about it. Let me see. Let me see.
To Belarusian territory, Ukraine's northern neighbor.
Let me see. Because I'm gonna just pull up an article because I ain't got a lot of time left. So this is.
Did you know Deng says local fire?
Salakia. Okay, they're quietly getting all their weapons together, you know, in the dark. See? Hold on. That's not that. Hold on. Let me look on my phone real quick. I got the article. I want to pull up the exact one I was looking for because it's very edifying about what they're doing, because they try to say we don't want those problems. But they sure is getting ready for it. You know, just because you don't want no problems don't mean you ain't getting ready. So this is let me go to it. Here it is. Okay. Yep. All right, let me pull it up right here. So and that's why they like all their stuff in the. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah. So we can just do that one just to show, and then we're gonna pull up some precepts. I might come back on my part 2 and we'll go watch the video probably and then move on. But it says satellite photos show where Iran might be sending weapons to Russia. What you mean might? It's the BRICS nations. They're getting ready, man. They're getting ready, okay? And I really want to watch the video, but we don't got enough time. But that's basically what's going on. We know what's happening. The Lord's gathering all these weapons. He said, beat your swords into plowshares. So we know this is what's going on. So now let me pull in the precepts because I'm running out of time. I got like 8 minutes. So Revelations, I'll mess around, be late, whatever. So this is Revelations 11:14. Okay, we know this one. You know, all who did this one I like pulling up a lot. And it reads, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. And that's what they're talking about. That's what's gathering up that new dimension of war, you know. They're talking about it. You know, they used to not talk about it all the time on a regular basis. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, and this is what he got them doing. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4, and they're also threatening the U.S. now, like publicly. And it reads, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, which turns them into that Soviet Union. So when they're over here saying we don't want them problems, yeah, they want them problems, because that's what the scriptures are saying. And I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great army with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Russia, Ethiopia, and Libya with all of them, and all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togomar, the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Everybody's going to go under Russia. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto me, and be thou a guard unto them. See, they're going to come protect Russia, you know, but they don't want to destroy America, Babylon the Great, but the Lord's going to make them do it because they're not going to have no choice. And that's why I said that all the merchants will cry and weep in hell because of her destruction, because they be making bread off this place. It says, after many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, thou shalt, and latter means end years, which is coming up soon. Thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword and is gathered out of many people and against the mountains of Israel, which have always been waste. Because why? Because we're not there. But it was brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. And basically what that's saying is the land of Israel is going to be destroyed, and all of, America is going to be destroyed with intercontinental ballistic missiles. But, whoever's part of the elect is going to be saved out of those areas. Third verse 9, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, and thou shalt be like a cloud, cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord power, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will also cause it to come to pass that at the same time that he's gathering his elect, times shall things come into thy mind, thou shalt think an evil thought, which is what? To lay this place desolate, these intercontinental ballistic missiles. So Joel chapter 2, verse 10. Well, let's start at 1. It reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. A mountain in this particular sense is talking about nation, his holy nation. What's that mountain? What's the people that he's blowing the trumpet in? His men, his mouthpiece. He's coming through us to warn our people that this is what's going to happen. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Why? This place is going to be destroyed. For the day of the Lord cometh, and it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and gloominess, and a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have never been a light, neither shall there be any more after it, even the years of many generations. It's going to be destroyed. A fire devoured before them, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. That's talking about them intercontinental ballistic missiles. Now, I really wanted to read the 10. I'll read that coming in on part 2. So I'm running out of time. So Micah chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. See, these devils right now, they have the power in their hand to destroy people with missiles and destroy people with, with the sword and famine and their laws and all their bullshit. But that's just because we sinned against the Lord. That's why we want to come back from inequity, because the Lord said that he made them to punish the wicked. And if you take away your inequity, you fall the laws to the best of your abilities, then, there's a great chance that the Lord is going to protect you, but some of us, it's our lots are still perishing, because, we can't really get mad at him, we fucked up, so it's really, a lot of us are going to be, saved out of it, but some of us are going to die, and so you have to have that understanding that we might just die for the Lord. You don't have to be fearful of that. Why? Because we're going to come out, we're going to be part of that first resurrection if we do perish. So Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. And that's what he's finna do. He's finna destroy this whole place, So this is Zephaniah. This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. And it reads, the great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. And that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness from the intercontinental ballistic missiles, the mushroom clouds. But it says that, if we're of the elect, Lord, when we part of that number, we'll be beamed out before this day of trouble, this day of the intercontinental ballistic missiles. We will be here during Jacob's trouble. But he said during Jacob's trouble, he'll give us a spirit to laugh in the sight of danger. So we hope to that, and pray that the Lord gives us that spirit, because that's the only thing that's going to get us through that time. A day of the trumpet, see, blow the trumpet, and talk like it said in Joel, and a alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, talking about these kingdoms. And I will bring distress upon them, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahawah, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. You know, verse 18, neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. The whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy and the ballistic missiles, but he shall make even a speedy riddance of all of them that dwell in the land. You know, and that's why we want to get taken out of that. We like, nah, we ain't trying to deal with all that. You know, Lord willing, we part of that number that don't have to. You know, we're gonna have to deal with something. We're gonna have to go through some suffering. They said it was better to be here than to not be here. You know, it's better to be here and suffer for the Lord than be with the Lord, because we're you know, he chose us to do this. This is part of his will. You know, we want to do the will of the Lord. Matthew 24 verse 38, and it reads, for as in the days were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in the marriage to the day that Noah entered into the ark. And now this ark is going to be the chariots. Okay, and that's what's going to be, that the people are able to enter into, the elect, Lord, when we part of that number, that can get out of here, you know, from this destruction coming. So Jeremiah 51:30. Okay, and it reads, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might has failed. They became as women. They have burned their dwelling places. Her bars are broken. And that's what it's going to be. All these people out here acting like they tough and acting like they, you know, they men right now and not serving Yahawashi. They're going to be some little females in that time. Okay, they're going to be some little females, and they're going to be crying, and we ain't going to care if they're going to die. You know, Lord willing, you know, we don't, you know, be part of that number, and we endure to the end of the ones that, you know, are part of the elect. So this is verse 8. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be thou not like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat what I give thee. What's that? It's this book, this truth. And when I looked, behold, the hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. When he says he said he gonna feed you something, you can't feed yourself. If he said he gonna feed you, you gotta feed you through the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the brothers on down. You can't feed yourself. He's got to feed you through his men. You know, verse 10, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and out, and there was written within therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. So I wanted to get to this other little video, this little clip that talked about basically these scientists. They found a way to harvest clean energy from nothing but air. But I'm about to be late and my computer's dying. So this is where I'm going to start off, you know, with the precepts dealing with them harvesting this energy from nothing but clean air. And we're going to go back and watch a couple little clips and finish this out, Lord willing, after I get out of the plantation. So thought of the water for tuning in. Salakia for this short video. You know, I usually take at least an hour, which I'm right on track. So, you know, as I always say, gotta give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Led me to this truth. We've been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth. The Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5 is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 52. And Lord willing, I'll be back. You know, when I get out the plantation, if I make it back, because that's how we don't know when we gonna be gone. We don't know, but we shouldn't care either. Why? Because we're gonna go with Bahasham, or we're gonna go with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So, you know, we care. We want to make it out of here, but what I'm saying is don't fear death. You know, we're doing this to be saved. You know, we don't want to die, but if you do, just know that if you die in this truth and you die in this faith and you're sincere, you ain't making no bread off this. You go out putting your time in this. You putting this first before everything you do. Then you know what else can you do? You know, all the thing else left to do is, you know, be still and know that the Lord is the Lord. And he said, if we do this, then we good, no matter what, even if we strive unto death. So, water for tuning in. And I'll be back later, Lord willing. Shalom.